That's just typical. That is so typical. Ah! Flashbang! Flashbang! Ah! Honestly, the hard part's trying to work out a martial arts that Batman doesn't know. Like, it's probably some, like, really, really, really obscure one that, like, is only known by maybe 300 people. Oh, for fuck's sake, the last save was in this war. Yeah, Black Widow knows martial arts too. I believe it's a judo, jiu-jitsu, and a few other things. But yeah, Black Widow definitely knows martial arts. She's more infiltration though. Like, yeah, she can fight, but her skill set's more for infiltration, seduction, assassination. Yeah, definitely jiu-jitsu, like you say, as arm bars, throws and striking. But yeah, Black Widow 100% knows martial arts. Honestly, I think Black Widow and Batman would team up very well. Like, they'd be a very dangerous power couple. Obviously, he's worked with the Black Cat and Catwoman, who are kind of similar, but in my opinion, not as good. I think if you put Black Widow with Batman, they'd team up very well. It's just, there's a dynamic where I reckon Black Widow'd cross the line because Batman doesn't kill. Although it's quite funny, Batman doesn't kill, but he'll throw you off a building, break pretty much every bone in your body, and leave you permanently disabled or in ICU for like 10 years. But yeah, I think eventually Black Widow would probably cross the line because she'd kill someone and Batman wouldn't like it. Because Batman don't kill. Jiu-jitsu means gentle art or yielding art, I think. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you, bro. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what it means. All I know is Jiu-jitsu's kind of cool, but Brazilian Jiu-jitsu's lame. I mean, obviously, it's not lame, it just looks lame. Like, every time I've tried to watch MMA, and there's a Brazilian Jiu-jitsu guy, they just, like, lay on the floor and spread the legs. It's like, yeah, that's kind of lame. Kind of sus. Someone did that in a street fight, they'd, like, literally just get booted in the face. Yeah, she definitely does know martial arts, though. You're right about that. She'll know at least 3 different martial arts. That's what I think, anyway. And obviously she's an accomplished marksman as well. Wait. I can enforce my demands without even maxing it out. Didn't realise that. He can be diligent. But yeah, I absolutely love, like, nerd conversations. Honestly, I could just talk about, like, Marvel and DC all night. I just think it's a topic that fascinates me. I like Rogue. Rogue's a pretty good character. It's like the thought of Rogue as well. Like, she can literally just steal other people's powers. If she holds on to you for long enough, she'll permanently claim your power. And it's like that technically would give her the potential of becoming the strongest hero. Like, if she can basically just hold on to someone and steal their powers, she could essentially just become one of the best heroes or villains. The only problem with that is she'd have to do it to enough people in a fast enough time that either the other heroes or someone like S.H.I.E.L.D. don't get a wind of what she's doing. Because if everybody finds out what she's doing, they'll be able to take her down. That's why she's got the powers of flight and super strength, because she held on to Miss Marvel for too long and drained her powers. Or at least that was the canon reason. I don't know if that's canon anymore, but that was canonically how she got them powers. I fucking love the X-Men. I'm so happy that they're bringing the X-Men into the MCU. Obviously, one of the reasons why they didn't was because of the, what's it called? The, their maternity. They've subjugated them, have they? The frog. Yeah, one of the reasons why they didn't, what did you miss? Phone didn't notify me. You didn't really miss anything, it just put me back to the war. The game crashed. I was just saying how, like, I fucking love X-Men, and I'm glad that they're bringing them back into the MCU. Like, the reason why they didn't have them in the MCU is because of the copyrights and that. Which I think's always a sucky thing. They're like, oh yeah, we can't bring them into it because, you know, we don't own the rights. Like, you mean you don't own the rights? Yeah, we don't own the rights. We technically give the rights to somebody else. We don't own the rights. You fools. Yeah, Wolverine and Deadpool entered the chat. Yeah, 100%. Suck it, Fox. Oh man, Wolverine and Deadpool was such a good movie. Like, that scratched every single itch that I had. Like, I wanted to see them in one last movie together. It's obviously Hugh Jackman said he'd give up being Wolverine. He didn't want to reprise the role, and he still doesn't. The only person who met him was basically Ryan Reynolds. It was like, I think he just randomly appeared where Hugh Jackman was, he'd just be like, hey, are you gonna be Wolverine yet? And he's like, no, I've already told you. He's like, yeah, you're gonna reconsider. Just wait. Just like followed him around, just harassed him until he became, until he reprised the role. I found that quite funny. Just constantly harassed him until he reprised the role. Till he's 80. Yeah, exactly. Till he's 80. Oh man, but no, I'm very much looking forward to all like the future movies as well. I haven't seen the new Captain America one, and I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet either. I've heard the new Captain America movie wasn't exactly great. Heard it was decent, but not great. I haven't really heard much about Thunderbolts, obviously because I haven't had a job. I haven't wanted to. And what was that? And he also said he joined at a low point. Yeah. Cousin killed in siege. Oh my. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all the new movies that we're putting out. Like oh, what's that? Oh, what's this? Give them training swords. Yeah, give them training swords. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all the new types of movies that I'm making. Like, is it called Secret Wars? Yeah, I still need to watch Loki Season 2. What If Agatha? Thunderbolts New Captain America. Loki Season 2 is spot on. It's fantastic. I don't know if I finished all the What Ifs. Agatha was great. Yeah, Agatha was really good. But yeah, I need to watch Thunderbolts and the new Captain America. Like, I don't know if the new Captain America is going to be on Disney yet. If it's on Disney, me and JJ will probably just like get some snacks in and watch it in the flat. Huh. The Spear of the Scriptures of Pain gains renowned weapon. That's one I can equip, right? I don't know what renowned weapon's done, but yeah. See, that's good for the learning. You know what, I could probably put that on actually. What's this? You know what, I don't need my learning up yet. I'll keep Manfredo's sword on. I like all like the lesser known characters in like X-Men. Ones like Toad and that. Well, I guess he's not a lesser known character. Anyone who's ever watched an X-Men TV show will know Toad, but you know what I mean? Like Marvel fans as a whole who haven't watched the old TV shows, they won't know those characters. Like the Morlocks, I'm looking forward to some of the Morlocks coming in. Oh, I thought the game was going to crash again then. Empress manipulates a subject. Fair enough. see what hooks I can demand payments for. Ooh, 55 gold. What X-Men heroes or villains would you like to see coming into the MCU next? I'd like to see Kitty Pryde. I think that'd be a good one. Kitty Pryde. She was always one of the lesser known characters and kind of used a lot as like a sort of joke character, but she's really powerful. Depending on what sort of story line you're going for as well. I like it when she has the little dragon thing called Lockheed. That's cool. Is my guy still fat? No, he's not. What's my lifestyle? That's fine. I think I take on Hungary now. Dazzler, yeah, Dazzler's slept on. Or I think I can't remember, but I think Dazzler was in the new X-Men series that they released. Because they've done a new one based on, you know, the old X-Men TV show we watched as a kid. The one that had a really dope intro. The na 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 na. That one. Yeah, I can't remember it. I think Dazzler's in that. I'm sure she is. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see Dazzler in the MCU. I think that'd be quite fun. Because she's just a fun-loving character. To war! I like how it was like, yeah, we're gonna Leroy Jenkins straight up this, that's a joke because she uses light shows as a superpower, which is useless in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't really say it's useless. I can't remember if she can actually deal damage with them or not. I don't think she can, but it's not useless. She can blind people, can't she? Like, imagine you're like, there, oh yeah, I can see, and all of a sudden, no you fucking can't. I mean, she'd be useless against someone like Daredevil, who's blind, you know. But against a character who relies on eyesight and has no way of not getting blinded. Like, is she a strong character? No. No, she's not a strong character. Oh, mate, Nightcrawler would be sick. Yeah, Nightcrawler would be sick. I love Nightcrawler. Jubilee would be a good shout. I think Jubilee would be quite well liked as well. Like, she usually has a southern accent, doesn't she? Like, Southern American accent. Like, isn't she like Texan or something? Or am I thinking of the wrong person? Lol, those cheeky bastards are actually attacking me. 28,000. Yeah, I got about the same. Got about the same as them down there. But no, our second for Nightcrawler. Like, Nightcrawler would be good. What is her powers? Does she use, like, static electrics and pyro, like fireworks? Oh, Jubilee. If I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I couldn't actually tell you what her power is because I don't know much about her. I'm not sure she was ever in any of the games. But I know, I think it's like a sort of like low-grade kinetic blast. I'll send them down there, the 4th Army of Zek. Because they're probably going to get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, they are actually losing that battle. I need to hope they can get there in time. Oh, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. I'd like to see some of the other characters like Emma Frost as well. Emma Frost was a good character. I'm literally just like I think I've like almost doubled the land that I have in Europe now. Just from playing like today. That's actually kind of disgusting. I feel they're probably going to bring X-23 into it. I feel because of a Deadpool movie, X-23 is probably going to come into it. I imagine they're probably going to bring Gambit into it as well. Because obviously he was in the movie. In one of the X-Men films, she's a minor character. Days of Future Past with Jean Grey. Before the X-Men school blows up. Are we talking Jubilee or is this someone else? Alright, Jubilee, yeah. Yeah. No, it's alright. Don't have to apologise for being a bit behind. We're just yapping anyway, aren't we? That's why I put the stream title and just chatting. Because I didn't know if I was actually going to just play this game. You know what I mean? I thought I might have maybe played a different game. I wasn't sure what I wanted to play. I do need to change his contract though. So it's important when I put someone on, I change their contracts. Give them the ability to like 45 their own shit. That's important, I do that. The chat was popping off earlier and now everyone seems to have left. I've still got 5 people here. There's probably a couple of people lurking. My cousin. Give this to my cousin. But yeah, I definitely think Nightcrawler would be a good shout. Nightcrawler in the MCU would definitely be a good shout. I mean, they're bringing Beast in, aren't they? Because Beast was in one of the movies. Colossus is already in. I like Colossus. I've always had a lot of love for Colossus as a character. Yeah, Mystique would be pretty good. I do like Mystique as a character. Can you imagine if you actually had Mystique's powers? You'd be a menace, wouldn't you? Honestly, if I had Mystique's powers, I'd probably just start an OnlyFans or something. I'd just be able to fucking print money. I just want to clarify, I'm not condoning that sort of behaviour. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying it's the best power. It's definitely up there, though. Like, it's definitely one of the best powers. Alright, here's one. Out of all the superpowers in, like, TV shows, anime, that sort of stuff, what do you think the top tier powers are? Like, let's talk about some of the powers, and let's, like, try and rank them in terms of not so much fighting crime, because most people who get these powers, like, they wouldn't really be fighting crime. The only reason to do it is because, you know, in these worlds, vigilantism's not really usually looked down upon. You could get revenge on anyone you wanted. You could be evil and you could crime and get away with it. Yeah, 100%. If I'm gonna say shapeshifting's a goated power. Shapeshifting would be a goated power on the reasons you'd be able to do anything. Like, no one would be able to stop you unless they actually knew what your real form was. Like, if someone found your real form, that's the only way they'd be able to stop you. But if they didn't find your real form, you're basically printing money. You can do whatever you want. You'd be a menace to society, or you could be a super spy. You don't even have to go down the route of crime. You could be like a government agent. Like, imagine that, you're a government agent. You'd be one of the best spies in the... Well, probably would be the best spy in the world. Because even if your cover's blown, you just shapeshift. You change into someone else. The only problem is, you'd also have to be kind of smart or dedicated to the role. Because if you decided to shapeshift into somebody who was known by everybody, you'd have to know a lot about them. Otherwise, your cover's going to get blown quite fast. But no, definitely, shapeshifting's definitely goated. I'm putting that in goated. Weather manipulation. Like Storm, for example. I'm putting that in goated as well. Now, just think. You have the power to control the weather. You're a god. There's no two ways about it. You're basically a god. Like, the government will hate you, but there's not much they can do about it. Because if they tried to take you out, people would hate the government. You'd be able to be a king, an emperor. You could even start your own cult. Yeah, goated power. What do you think? Hit me with some powers you want me to rate. We're going from goated to trash. Isn't that what Storm is, an Egyptian woman with an Egyptian god background? Essentially, yeah. Yeah. Essentially she is, yeah. She was also one of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I believe, in the Age of Apocalypse storyline. Let's talk about regeneration. Like, specifically Wolverine's level of regeneration. So you're not, like, immortal, but you'll live long enough that you'll be able to do some good or whatever you want to do. Like, because Wolverine can realistically live till he's probably about 300, I think. Like, everyone thinks, oh yeah, Wolverine can live forever, but eventually with time his healing factor does slow down. And he will eventually die from old age, which is kind of what happened with Old Man Logan. I think Storm, Psylocke, and Angel who got the enhanced. Yeah, there was someone else as well. Storm, Psylocke, Angel. Was it Wolverine who was there? I don't know if it was. I don't know if he was one of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I can't remember. It's a long time since I've seen anything to do with that storyline. Might be Nightcrawler. It could well have been Nightcrawler. Yeah, you might be right there. It might be Nightcrawler. But yeah, I'm putting regeneration. So Wolverine's regeneration. I don't think that's goated. Obviously, it's really good. You know, like you can heal from being shot basically. The only problem is, obviously, Wolverine had the other things. So he had like the adamantium skeleton, which stopped him from like dying properly. Like, I don't think he'd be like, you won't be able to like fight crime with it. Like, yeah, you could probably join the army, or you could be a police officer or something. You could basically, you got life on lock. You'd be able to build up a wealth. You'd be able to live 200 odd, 300 years. You'd be able to basically do whatever you want. You'd see some serious changes in society. You'd be able to like teach history maybe after a while. Like, I'm putting it at great. I don't think it's goated because Wolverine had the other bullshit that went with it, like the adamantium, and that was sort of like a prerequisite to him being a goated hero. So I think we'll put the healing factor at great, but not goated. I thought adamantium poisoned him, so he couldn't regenerate later on. No. So you're right in thinking that the adamantium poisoned him. He did suffer badly with the adamantium poisoning. However, it's his healing factor that managed to prevent it from killing him as fast. Like, he'd probably been able to live longer if he wasn't suffering from the adamantium poisoning, because obviously it was in his blood. So yeah, he was poisoned by it, but that wasn't the reason he died. He was always going to die, because you live long enough, your healing regeneration, like your healing factor, it does slow down. But yeah, he might have lived longer if he didn't have the adamantium in him. So a lot of people, well, a lot of the casuals, they associate the metal skeleton and the metal claws with Wolverine, and they're like, oh yeah, that was one of his powers, but it wasn't. That was the Weapon X program that did that to him. The only reason he had the claws, the metal claws anyway, because he had the bone claws, that was a deformation in him. Like, so he always had the bone claws, but it was a Weapon X program that gave him metal ones. And people are like, oh yeah, that's always been part of his powers, but it wasn't. If he hadn't have gone through the Weapon X program. Okay then, A or B tier for regen. I'm saying A. Like, it's great, but it's not S tier, it's not goated. Because if you have the regeneration, but you don't have anything else, there's only so much you can do. Like, it's great, because you can live for a while. You can essentially build up wealth, and eventually you'll be one of the wealthiest people. Right. Teleportation. Now, teleportation's a tricky one. What's that? Regen would... What's that? Remagen would be so great. Not regen. Yeah, like, the ability to regen would be great. The only problem is, right, like, you'd be able to become so rich. Because, think about it, right? Organs on the black market, right? Now, this is going to sound weird coming from someone with only one kidney. But you could just sell a kidney. You only need one kidney. You could sell a kidney on the black market, or to like a private organ donation or something. You sell one of your kidneys, you wait until it regenerates, you just go somewhere else and do that again. You do that in enough places selling the kidney, because you can live with only one kidney, and your body will regenerate it over time. Depending on how fast it is, you could even sell like a liver or something. Like, you could do bone marrow, because that'll regenerate. In blood, you could sell your blood. Like, you could essentially become very rich very quick. But I don't think it's goated, because aside from becoming rich, there's not really much else you could do with it. Yeah, you become filthy rich, and then I guess you can do anything, because you're filthy rich. But is being rich... You know what, being rich is kind of goated though, isn't it? Being rich is essentially a superpower in itself, when you think about it. Are we putting regen in goated then? Because... teleportation is a weird one. Are we talking about you can teleport to what you've seen, or is it without seeing? I mean... it's a weird one, isn't it? Because how are you going to teleport to somewhere if you can't see it? Because you don't know if someone's there. If you teleport to somewhere and you materialise there, and you don't know if the area is clear, you could just instantly die, right? But I think it has to be, you have to see the place you're teleporting to, maybe. Obviously, you'll need to know the place anyway. Like, you'll have had to have been there enough times to be familiar with it. But then, like, what if someone's moved a box? Say, like, you're on a date with someone, and you're like, oh yeah, let's teleport to the Eiffel Tower. And you teleport, and someone's moved a table, like, 7 inches to the left. You teleport and the table's where you're teleporting, and you basically teleport your date inside the table. How the fuck are you going to be able to cope with that? Like, even if you'd done it yourself. Like, I think you'd have to limit it to what you can see. And even then, I think that's still kind of a good power. It's not goated, obviously. But, oh, I don't know. You could do some stuff with that, though. You could definitely do some crime. Like, the government would find out about you, because obviously you'd be teleporting around. And it also depends on whether you get to keep your clothes when you teleport or not. Like, it could be dangerous, but you could also do some bullshit with it. Like, you could definitely be a spy with the ability to teleport. I'm thinking B tier. Like, I like teleportation, but there's a lot of scope for it to go wrong. But then you could, like, obviously Nightcrawler was in the circus. You could just go down the same route as him being in the circus. You'd be able to use it in functional means. Like, you wouldn't need a car. You could just teleport down the street. You just teleport enough times, you wouldn't need a car. Like, it's useful. It's definitely useful. I just don't think it's great. It's good. It's just not great. So I think we're putting it in good. So we're giving it a B tier, I believe. Because it's good, but not great. What else? Alright, here's one. And I know if there's anyone in chat who likes him as a character, I just want you all to know you're wrong. Cyclops' concussive beams. It's not laser vision. It's a concussive blast. I want to clarify that. Because a lot of people, when they say all this, like, oh yeah, it's laser vision. It's not laser vision. It's a concussive blast. There's a difference. Because a laser vision has heat. The concussive blasts, they do not. I'm putting in trash tier, man. I think you got to. Because what are you going to do with a concussive blast, really? Like, you could fight crime, but you'd be a vigilante. So the police would hate you. The FBI would hate you. The government would hate you. Because you'd be a vigilante. And you're having to fire that shit out your eyes. You got no other powers to make you better. You're literally just concussive blast. Realistically, you can't like weld with it because it's a concussive blast. It won't be useful for any job. Yeah, he can only open. Yeah, he has to only open his eyes. I'm not going to put that restriction on it though. It's like we're saying you don't have to basically keep your eyes closed during night. Because that's the other thing, right? As soon as he opens his eyes, the concussive blasts emit. And are you telling me, like, he's never sneezed in the middle of the night and just absolutely blasted the fucking X-Mansion? That's why he has that visor that he wears, because the visor can stop the concussive blasts from uncontrollably coming out. And that's why he has to press the button on the side, because he presses a button on the side and that, like, opens the visor or allows the concussive blast to come through. And also, if your concussive blast is that shit, it can be contained by something like a visor. It ain't that powerful. You know what I mean? If someone can design something to stop it, yeah, F tier. Trash. It's trash. Yeah, we're putting concussive blasts in F tier. Just like Cyclops, F tier. You said magic. Magic's a bit... See, it's one of those, isn't it? Because what magic are we talking about? There's a lot of different magics out there. Like, are we talking about Scarlet Witch's magic? Are we talking about Doctor Strange's magic? Are we talking about, like, Mysterio with his illusions? Are we talking about making people believe you can do magic? Are we talking about the mutant called Magic? Because yes, there is a mutant called Magic. She has a sword, she's actually pretty badass. Ah, they've actually taken over more of the Middle East. They're just waging a whole ass war down there for me. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we're talking about magic, and we're talking about magic in the terms of, like, Scarlet Witch, I think you've... Doctor Strange, yeah. I mean, I think you kind of got to put it at S tier. Like, realistically, there's not a lot you can't do with it, you know what I mean? There's really not a lot you can't do. Like, even obviously with Doctor Strange's magic, and now I know he has a stone, but even without a stone, he's still really good. Like, yeah, portals and spells. He has a spell for pretty much everything. Like, yeah, he's basically a wizard. Well, that was what Ironman said, wasn't he? He was like, don't embarrass me in front of the wizards. But yeah, he's basically a wizard. It's like, there's not much he can't do, really. So I think for the potentially untapped power that he has, you gotta put it in S tier. Because it's like, oh, what's that? Your entire village has been ravaged and you ain't got any food. I got a spell for that. I'll just make like a fucking stockpile of beef or something. So yeah, I think S tier. We gotta put magic in S tier. I've got one. I've got one, and you might think it's not a power, but I disagree. I don't know if you've ever heard of well, I don't know what she is. She's usually a villain. Domino, with the power of luck. Well, you probably will have done if you've watched Deadpool. But yeah, the superpower that is luck. It's like, yeah. You need water. Here's a spell for making a lifetime supply of clean water. Yeah, exactly. It's broken. It's broken. It's going in S tier. But yeah, what about like luck as a superpower? Because when you think about it, what does that even mean? Luck. I'm lucky. But then when you really think about it, luck affects everything. You could be so filthy rich if you had luck. Like, you could go on a world tour to all of the casinos out there, and you could just be so filthy rich. Like, if you had the power of luck, that's what I'd do. I'd have a personal crusade against all the blackjack tables, all the roulette tables. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm super lucky. You can't prove I'm not. They'd try and like prove that you was cheating, but how are they going to prove you cheating? Oh yeah, I'm just lucky. Can't really do out about it. You just be filthy rich. Also, even aside from that, you could pull up some like stocks and shares thing, and pull up stocks and shares, and you just be like, oh yeah, I'm putting £100,000 in Tesla. The next day, every other car company just like gets, I don't know, like firebombed or something, or meteorites hit them or whatever, and Tesla's the only car company out there, and you're a billionaire. It's S. Luck is an S tier ability. Like I don't think there's any argument against luck being an S tier. You have luck, you're broken. Just imagine the capabilities for luck as well, because you won't even just need it. Like you won't even just be like, oh yeah, I can be filthy rich with this. You could be like, oh yeah, I want to be like an FBI agent or a detective. You could be a detective. You'd be the world's best detective. Because they'd be like, oh, how did you solve the case? I don't know. Luck. Let's hope there's some sperm samples around here so we can catch the culprit. And it just so happens that there is indeed a sperm sample there. Yeah, broken. S tier. Right, I'll let you pick the next one. Super speed. So, when you say super speed, how fast are we talking? Like Quicksilver, the Flash, Usain Bolt? Because this matters. It might not matter right now, but when I start talking, you'll understand why it matters. Like, super speed as a whole, it has potential, but at the same time, I don't think it's as good as people realise. Like, I feel people think super speed's better than it is. So, when you think about it, yeah, super speed's good because you can run really fast. However, if you run too fast, there's things that's going to happen to your body that you have the potential of just being torn apart. Like, you really need to be careful with the super speed thing. I think it's dangerous. Like, yeah, it could be good. Like, running fast is good. But also, it's not just dangerous to you, it's dangerous to everybody around you as well. Because you got super speed, but you don't have the reflexes to keep up. Like, if you've got super speed, but you've only got normal eyesight, like, I don't think your eyes would be able to, like, unless maybe with training, but I don't think your eyes would be able to keep up, your brain won't be able to comprehend the speeds you're running at. And if you run through someone, I mean, you've seen what happens when an aeroplane, like, hits a bed. That would basically be you. So, yeah, I'm thinking D tier at the highest. It depends on how fast you can run. Like, also, you'd be naked all the time because your clothes would burn off. unless you had some sort of like NASA tech clothing. I mean, obviously the Flash did, you know what I mean? The Flash had like Cisco and that making clothes for him. So the Flash had really good people making clothes and that. But not everyone has access to a laboratory like that. And even if in real life, if you had someone who had like that laboratory, they're probably going to report you to the authorities, or you'd be like coerced to work with someone. So I think it's D tier. I think it's meh. Like, no, bad. Yeah, we're bad. We're saying D tier. It's just a bit bad, isn't it? Like, you know, it's not as great as people think, because you're going to either hurt yourself or hurt someone else. Like, it's just bad. But it's not trash. You know, running fast, at least you wouldn't need a car. It's just, depending on how fast you ran, you'd turn up to everywhere naked. Like, it definitely has potential. I'm just saying it's bad. As a whole. Depends how fast you run. If you run slower, then it might bump up a little bit. Like, what about, yeah, same for super flight. Yeah. Super flight, or like just flying in general, yeah. Like, you hit a pigeon, you're fucked. See, super strength I kind of disagree with. I think super strength would be useful to an extent, because obviously, if you're super strong, at the very least, you'd be able to work a decent job. Like, you could work a construction job, and they wouldn't need to hire anyone else, because you'd be able to do all the heavy lifting. Like, they wouldn't need to buy a forklift or like a cat or something like that. But as a whole, it's, you know, it's not going to be great. Like, you'll be banned from any martial arts tournament, because you'll be like, oh no, last time that guy like stepped in a ring, he punched someone's head off. So it's like, yeah, obviously Luke Cage has super strength, Jessica Jones has super strength. I think it could be good. Like, I think super strength could be B tier. It just depends on how you're using it, like what you're using it for. Because obviously, you're going to be discriminated against. There's no two ways about that. People are going to hate you because you'll be taking jobs off other people. Yo, Clay0310, welcome to the chat. We're having a bit of an unhinged discussion at the minute about superpowers. Feel free to join in. We're basically rating superpowers whilst I'm playing CK3. If you have any questions about CK3, also feel free to ask. But yeah, I definitely think super strength goes in a B category. It's good, but there's going to be a lot of people gunning for you. And you wouldn't want to, like, join the army or anything, because you wouldn't have good enough endurance, like, to keep up with your super strength. But you could definitely be like a construction worker or something like that. Like, it's good, but it's definitely a bit overrated. Go on then, give me another superpower. I have one. actually. I have one. Mind reading. I think mind reading could be kind of broken, but it could also be an absolute curse. I mean, Jessica Jones didn't have huge muscle mass, did she? She just had super strength. But yeah, fair enough. It could potentially be a D tier. Depends on what you do with it. But yeah, and mind reading. I think mind reading has the potential to be really good. However, I also think there's potential for you to go absolutely insane. Now, if you step outside, assuming you're actually going to step outside, because a lot of people might have this power and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to leave the house ever. Like, I think it has potential for you going absolutely insane. But I think it could be quite interesting as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of them. It's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's definitely not goated, because I feel you'd go insane. You might be able to control it to an extent, like what's he called? Professor X. Why did I forget his name? Like, yeah, I'd say C tier, maybe B tier. I'm saying maybe B tier. I don't think it's bad enough to be C tier. Like, it's good, but I think there's a lot of negative things that could happen. Like, you could just go absolutely insane. So it's like, yeah, I think it's C tier, B tier even. Could be C tier, it depends. But I think B tier is probably fair. What else are we thinking? I'm apparently 4 above the vassal limit. Can I make this a kingdom? If it didn't drive you insane, I'd say it would be A tier. Yeah, exactly. Like, if it didn't drive you insane. How is that guy fighting a war? Yeah, no problem, mate. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. It's been fun. I might actually call it anyway. I'm not sure who's still watching. If anyone is still watching though, and you've not dropped me a follow yet, please drop me with a follow. I'm really close to affiliate. I'm like 4 follows away from affiliate. So please bless me with a follow if you haven't already. And I will be your best friend. I think we'll roll on to the next autosave. To be fair, I don't need to autosave it, do I? Because it'll save it when I back out. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to end the stream there. Actually, can I raid Rickety Bridge? I think I can probably raid Rickety Bridge. If I can remember how to. Yeah, we'll try and go on a raid. I can't remember how you raid. Is it? We'll try and work out how I raid. And then, because my friend's actually playing, so I'm gonna try and work out how I do a raid. Sorry about this. It's a little bit I've not done this before. Oh, I have just seen that someone has dropped me with a follow. Thank you very much, whoever dropped me with that follow. You are an absolute star. Ah, there we go. Raid. So we are going to raid Rickety Bridge. So we are going to raid Rickety Bridge. If you would like to watch a fellow streamer, please stick with me. Rickety Bridge is absolutely hilarious. I love Rickety Bridge's content. So please feel free to follow to Rickety Bridge. And thank you, Leo Machiavelli, for following me. Big shout out, my friend. Much love to you. This raid will go through soon. I think it is usually like 90 seconds. Yeah, it's normally like 90 seconds it takes. I think it's like 30 seconds it should be. But yeah, we'll just do a random bit of babbling. Got 20 seconds, yeah. So 20 seconds, raid to the Rickety Bridge. Thank you very much for watching today's stream. If you've liked it, please drop me a follow, and I will be pumping out content like this all the time. So much love to everybody, and I'll catch you on the raid. Peace.
Awesome content. All right. Okay, good stuff. I want to say that I'm definitely pointing with the last stream because like we do consider all the much content kind of videos there was. So I am recording this, but I'm not streaming stuff like that. I can go back to the messages and then go ahead and video this part. Sounds good. Alright. I do respond to the other two panels, so I can't really do more videos. So. Yeah. So.
Actually, right? I was clicking on the rope for like 5 seconds, man. Jesus.
Give me a second. Can I show you how to get in there? Like, you brings yourself the patch would be uploaded. You see what game is? Yeah. So, there's a patch down there.
Oh, a ladder. And then, is it? Oh, I see it. Cool.
Yes. There's a fold down there. You can put on start, and you need to have like the main chat to be able to activate the fire like spice of the but there is some point be like a small place like a door or
I've seen people do it as a dwarf. I think I've seen people do it because they were small. They just snuck in, right?
Yeah. You can use the spice to become small. This is the first one.
There you go.
Or you can use mage hand to just activate yourself from
You know?
Yes.
I found the
It is the spice of the season.
It is long. Didn't know anything.
I can try.
I can bring some for later, then I'll not do this time.
Okay,
Right now it's 50 poison.
it's a 15 out of 20, but I'll give it a try.
Alright. Nice.
Okay.
Well,
That's